Are you a fan of Ted Lasso like me? Before we start talking nachos, I want to give out a gift. Ted Lasso, Random Acts of Kindness. Love that show. So if you're watching in and you are a dentist, you are a team member, you are a human being that works with dentists. If you text BOOST to 215-543-6454, you're going to get a totally free gift from us at Dental Nachos. It is an amazing 8-hour segment, on clinical dentistry, business of dentistry, patient communication, dental insurance, Super Dentist Boost. We put together amazing content. Get it, watch it on demand. If you're watching here, one of our guests, share it with your clients. It's an awesome opportunity to increase success, decrease stress, and reduce the number of times you feel like crying inside a day. Talking Nachos is about bringing you all these awesome ideas that are out there in the dental space, and I'm ready to interview our first guest when my team is ready to bring our first guest up. Awesome. So I have Dr. Heather Briggs. Dr. Heather, what do you do in this dentisting world?
So I'm a general dentist. I am currently the Chief Dental Officer for ProSmile. We have approximately 80 offices throughout Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Maryland.
So you are the Chief Dental Officer. Does that mean people go to you when there's problems?
Yes.
So your phone just blow up with text messages each day?
Pretty much between emails and text messages. That's my life.
You're doing the work of the Lord G.V. Black. Thanks for doing that. So what I do think is cool is for us to share stories about what the reality of dentistry is like. You know, back in the day, I'm 44 years old. All the pharmacies were just pharmacies down the street. And now there's CVS and Walgreens, and there's other Rite Aids. And dentistry has taken a path where we have these organizations that own multiple practices. Some people, Heather, think this is the greatest idea ever. Some people think it is like evil Skeletor from He-Man when I was a kid. What I'm here to do is just share stories and how what you can do can help dentists. So you guys have a job opening available. Tell us about this job.
So first of all, we are not Skeletor, to anyone that caught that reference.
Yeah, I like that you caught it.
So we are a DSO. We are a multi-specialty practice. I like to say what sets us aside from other DSOs in our market is that we are dentist-led and run. We have a chief specialty officer, a chief dental officer, our chief clinical officer. We are all dentists, including our president, who still practice. We are still wet-handed dentists. We have a very strong philosophy about mentorship and education. We are currently seeking amazing people to join our team. We're looking for pretty much all throughout the state of New Jersey, mostly focused in South Jersey right now. I have some offices down there that are in need, but we're always looking for amazing people to join our team.
So I want to talk for a few minutes, but if someone's watching right now and they wanted to reach out to you directly, people can text job to 215-543-6454. You're going to see all of our open positions, but how could someone reach out to you directly if they're looking for a job in South Jersey?
So my email is hbriggs, B as in boy, RIGGS @prosmile.com, and you can reach out to me directly.
Awesome. Put that in. Now, I just was on the phone with a group this morning. I'm really enjoying Dentist Job Connect. I feel we're helping solve one of the biggest problems out there in the industry. You know, you're a chief dental officer. Just to add value and context to people, why do you need these positions filled? You know, what are some of we all have staffing needs, team needs. Where is this dentist need coming from? It's really curious for us to share with our audience.
Ours has been growth mostly. We established ourselves as a DSO about a year ago by merging with a couple of different brands.
Gotcha.
You know, with mergers and acquisitions comes bumps and growing pains and things of that nature. So mostly we're looking for growth within our own offices and within our footprint to expand within our offices. And, you know, we did go through, all of us together went through COVID, which is still hanging around with us. And, you know, a lot of dentists did not come back after COVID. And I'm sure not the first one to say that we are still lacking for filling some positions, you know, from then.
And that's normal. And one of the things I share, because I help dentists sell practices, is we should be proud of dentists when they hang up the handpiece. Should be big ceremony. You should take your old Midwest, Heather, hang it up, get a margarita, and say, I'm done. So it's normal in the circle of dental life for dentists to retire, right? Mm-hmm. I don't want to be a dentist with my brother 85 and 80 being like, what's the dentric schedule say today? That sounds miserable. So we should be proud of our dentist people for retiring. But what I found is whether you're selling a practice to one dentist or DSO, the dentist who's been there for 30 years, right? You might need more than one dentist to replace them.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the timing of their retirement might not come with the availability of the next associate. So I think this is just a cool opportunity for everyone to learn a little bit more about how there's small, medium, and large groups, basically employing dentists to help patients. And it sounds like that's what you guys are doing.
Even within our group, we have small, medium, and large offices. There is no one key that fits every lock. We all do dentistry the same but different. It's one of our unique concepts as dentists. And that's the same within even our organization.
Right.
We have some offices that have 18 ops, and then I have others that have 4. Gotcha. So, just because we are a DSO does not mean that we just pump out patient after patient after patient. We're very big on patient care. We have a very big philosophy of see one, do one, teach one. So, as these doctors phase out, a big part of our organization is mentorship. And it is also treating every patient that sits in the chair as though they are your best friend. You give ideal treatment plans, and we treat everybody the same independent of what their insurance is.
I love that. And I love being part of the solution with Dentist Shop Connect. And also, my dad was an amazing dentist. I remember as a kid, we worked together. Unfortunately, passed away a few years ago. He would bring me home gifts, but they were actually free stuff he had got from dental reps, but I thought of them as gifts. So I encourage you to take a picture of this sign and send it to all of your dentists, because it has implant CE, restorative CE, patient communication CE, and say, hey guys, I got you a gift. You don't even have to tell them it was free, Heather. Say the Nacho guy gave me a gift to give to you. So really appreciate that. People can text job to 215-543-6454. And we have a lot of great networking events coming up. So you got to come meet us in person right in Center City.
Sounds like a plan. I'm right over the bridge in Hamilton. So
awesome. Oh yeah, I practice in Pennington, so we can meet there sometime. But send Heather drop in the notes. We're having 2 networking events for the end of the year, so come out and meet us face to face. Thanks so much, Heather. Really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right, great. So see, we're creating environments for dentists to find places to dentists. I encourage all of you, when you're looking for jobs, go observe at that job, see if it's the right fit for you, but don't be overly judgmental. Sometimes a big group's a perfect fit. Sometimes a small office is a perfect fit for you. I'm ready for our next guest whenever you guys are ready here. Awesome. So we have a duo here. Duo, tell us about your duo-ness. Who are you guys?
I'm Dr. Gilgy. This is Dr. Snow.
Hello.
We started Mountain West Surgery and Sedation. We are located in Phoenix, Arizona, but we are servicing all of Arizona as of now. And we go into large offices and bring our own monitoring equipment.
Cool.
And are a complete oral surgery solution for
Nice.
these offices.
So this is awesome. We've connected a lot of times on Facebook. I really love your whole vibe, Jeremiah. You've been an awesome fan. So I love that you've created this. When did you graduate from dental school?
June of 2020.
Right. So you're brand new out there. So tell us, why did you create this really unique and a needed topic in Arizona for doing surgery in GP offices?
Yeah, well, Arizona, they do have a ton of smaller DSOs and large group practices. That's on the West Coast. It's kind of like ground zero for the DSO industry. So there's a lot of need. There's a lot of big offices that do not do their own sedation. They are not familiar with the sedation workflow. They are not familiar with high volume oral surgery.
How did you learn so much about sedation?
Jack?
Yeah, so we actually met. We did an internship in oral surgery, and it was based around that same principle. We opened up clinics for offices all over the country, doing high volume surgery sedation. It was incredible.
When did you graduate from dental school, Jack?
I was the same. So I was in 2020 as well.
You got a great name too. You did an awesome job against the White Walkers too. So really, that was awesome. I didn't get my jokes. I got the He-Man joke, the Game of Thrones joke. You don't get the jokes. Brandon will explain them in the comments. But so I got Dr. Jack Snow, Dr. Jeremiah Gilgy. So you guys are doing just the sedation part, and is the office doing the oral surgery? Or are you guys doing both?
We bring everything. So we bring our hard instruments, our sedation monitoring, and we come in and we do both the surgery and the sedation as one.
Awesome.
We bring in a nurse. We bring in our equipment. We come in, and one of our big components is training the staff. A lot of these staff, because it's a group practice, a lot of these organizations don't have the infrastructure to support high volume surgery.
Yeah.
We can come in and we can alleviate some of those issues and help train the staff. You know, we have CE ability. We come in, we show them how the workflow works. We train the front staff on billing, kind of do a full service so that we don't overwhelm anybody.
I mean, this is awesome. As we speak right now in my dental office, I'm at Nacho headquarters. I have the amazing Dr. John Walsh. So please connect these guys to Dr. John Walsh. He's one of the nicest and tallest dentists that I know, but he did the Navy, and when he got out of the Navy, he only did oral surgery as a GP. He works at different offices. I want to connect him to you guys because I think there's just an awesome opportunity to grow this, whether you're just looking to do it in Arizona, whether you're doing it across the country, because this helps our patients. I mean, our general dentist patients didn't want to leave the office before COVID, but they really don't want to leave it now. Sometimes that's to their own detriment, right? Because I might be like, I can't do second molar root canals. It's going to work out really bad if I try to do it. So you're going to have to go see that endodontist. But whatever you can keep in your office better. Tell us about, let's say we send this out to all the Arizona dentists that we know. What type of office is good to reach out to you? Do you need multiple dentists there? Do you need a certain amount of production? Tell us a little bit about that.
Typically, we are looking at, the larger offices or group offices or sites with multiple locations that can refer to a central office.
Gotcha.
For us to bring, our team of nurses and we can bring even 2 doctors to a site if needed. We have the equipment and the support to.
How does it work with, let's just say let's just say in this most simple way, you have someone for 4 wisdom teeth extractions. You want to do this. Are these patients paying you guys directly? You don't have to tell me the exact fees, but just, I like business models. So just tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. The office typically handles all the billing and receives the payment. And then
you coach them on, if you came to my office, Dr. John Walsh does his own version of sedation, but not quite as he would need someone like you guys for the people who really want to be, sedated in a significant way. But if you're like, Paul, charge for sedation, I'm like, okay, what do I charge? Now, while you don't have to tell me the fees, are you coaching the offices on what
absolutely
industry norms are?
Yeah, absolutely. We come in prior to our first surgical day and we do an entire day of training. And so that goes everywhere from the front office to the DAs to the sterile tech. And that includes billing. We've worked with everything from Medicaid practices to heavy PPO to fee for service. So we understand that there's struggles with all of that, and each group brings a different element, whether that depending on what they emphasize in their practices.
Well, I want to compliment you guys on creating an awesome creative model here. As we wrap up, this is what I ask patients. You're in dental school, very negative. They say, what's your chief complaint, right? That's not very nice to say to people. So when I walk into offices and to my operator, I just say, what can I do to make you happier? And I say this to people all the time. So what could we do to help you guys be happier in growing this? What's something that the Dental Nachos community, audience, my team could do? What's one thing we could do to make you guys happier?
If you're an office in Arizona and would like to keep more surgery and services and bring IV sedation into your practice, or just interested in it, we'd love to chat. So
awesome. How can they reach out to you to chat?
My cell phone number is 360-867-8617, or you can email us at info@mwsurgerysedation.com, or check us out on our website at mwsurgerysedation.com.
Awesome. And Nacho team, just make a manual text go. We'll put text snow for your awesome last name. Text snow to 215-543-6454. How are you guys marketing right now for offices to find out about you?
Luckily, we've had a pretty big reach here. So we're still navigating a handful of groups that want us to come in. And so we haven't had to market too heavily.
Gotcha.
Just word of mouth has been great for us. We've had a lot of strong groups that have enjoyed our presence down here. So
awesome. We'll send this out to all of our Arizona dentists. Are you guys looking to keep this in Arizona or to grow it past Arizona in the future?
We'll be growing for sure. We are already servicing a clinic up in Washington.
Cool.
But our goal is to be growing as far as if people want to come work, we'll find the offices.
To grow, right? So we had that Dr. Heather, and she has a group and she needs more dentists, right? So you're going to need more dentists, but you guys have this kind of unique path you take in dentistry. What do you need to do as a dentist to join your team, right? Like, Do you need to be a dental anesthesiologist? Do you just be someone who likes surgery? What type of dentist would you be looking for?
We're looking for a dentist that is competent in high volume oral surgery.
Gotcha.
And comfortable with sedation.
Luckily, there's a large realm of individuals, especially in the denture and implant world, that are moving towards a surgery-based component in their practice. But yeah, it does take, we are putting together training programs for ourselves and for our hopefully future dentists. But it will take training and
Cool.
experience in order to make the team.
Awesome. Well, I really appreciate you guys sharing. Drop in the chatter, my team, your email so I can connect you with Dr. John Walsh. He's awesome with you guys. And thanks so much, guys. Have a great rest of the day.
We do appreciate it.
Thanks.
Have a good one.
So see, we got a group looking for dentists. We got this amazingly creative young dentist duo doing cool things. I'm ready for our next guest when you are ready. So the next person is someone I've known for a long time because the first time we met was in San Jose. And after I spoke, he said something like, "You are the funniest and most handsome speaker I've ever seen." I don't know if those are the exact words, but that's what I remember. So Mike Sula has done so much in the dental world. Mike, catch us up on where you are now, what you're doing to help dentists on a daily basis.
Sure. Good to see you again, Paul. And yeah, you're pretty close on those beginning comments to San Jose. But my name is Mike Sula, and I've been in the dental space for about 12 years now. Just recently joined forces with Studio 88, who's dentistry's story-driven marketing agency. And honestly, I've seen them in the space for many years now, and I'm super excited to be a part of their team now and helping dentists at that new level to find their story, help display it, and really put it in the digital space online to help them get that ideal patient through the door for them.
Yeah, that's awesome. I just was talking with Joanne on a podcast. Joanne and Josh are great sponsors. Love what all they do. Love how much they like food, sneakers, things like that. Tell us, what are you doing at Studio 88? What's a day in the life of Mike about? So we can understand that context.
For sure. So I just recently took over the sales director position for Studio 88. We've had a lot of demand for clients and dentists that really want to help find that story and build it out, and whether it's website, through professional photography, through videography. So I'm kind of on the front end to introduce, hey, here's everything that we do. Here's how we can help your practice. Here's what the project looks like. So kind of the front lines of answering questions and explain everything we do from.
What's the, over the years, I bought my first custom suit when I got married. Prior to that, I bought a lot of nice clothes. I was looking at Macy's with my mom back in the day. Doesn't mean those clothes are not good, but they're off the rack versus custom. So if we take this comparison story to your website, where's the value of a custom-based website where it's not about being better, but where's this difference factor or wow factor work with Studio 88 in building this story that's really based around you?
It's a great question. We believe, the best marketing that you could possibly put out there is marketing that's true and authentic to the practice. So what we've seen, and not to bash this, if anyone on here that's watching has this, but we've kind of waged a war on templated websites, ones that all look the same. If you see one dental website, you've seen 1,000 of them. Waged a war on, stock photography.
There's that one guy. He kind of looks like Jeremiah a little bit. I hope he got a lot of royalties. He's on every dental website, right?
Yeah,
nice looking guy. I feel like he should come to a dental conference and be like, "I'm here. I'm the guy."
He'd be very popular. He'd be a celebrity there, but which is great. I think it's better than not having it. But if you're going to look at really trying to describe, and if COVID taught us anything, it was that human connection is needed. And that's what our websites and that's what our team does, is we do everything 100% custom. So every photo, every video is going to be of the practice to really connect at a human level to find that ideal patient, the one that comes to your site and says, man, I saw and I read your story and I share the same values and I share this and it really spoke to me. I knew you were the right practice once I came and read about you.
I love that, Mike. I want to give you some insider dentist sales tip that you can use in a sec. I do see in the comments, that's great. They're asking Jeremiah questions. So if you're still here, you can answer questions as part of your training. Do you address the mindset issues? But Mike, basically, if I'm like, hey, we're going to go to a party, right? And they're going to have old fashions and nachos, we're interested. If it's cotton candy, we might be mildly interested, but it's not our thing. So what I share with dentists is you say to them is, you might want more new patients, but do you want more class 2s on number 15? They say, no, I want implant cases, right? And I think what's nacho nuts to me, and I've had to learn myself, is dentists would never use a certain lab for their fancy cosmetic work, but they use a website company that doesn't represent what they do. And I think those mismatched expectations really create confusion for the customer. This process, tell us more about the process. They call you guys up, they commit to it. I know you guys come out for videos. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, definitely. So we kind of have it broken down in 3 very simple steps. We first discover your story, and that's involved in some different like style guide tools, brand creator ones, exercises that you can use within your office to really find your identity. So we really spend a lot of time in discovery up front. And of course, that comes with us sending a professional photographer or professional videographer to the practice, getting drone footage, making sure it's very clean, very authentic to the practice.
Yeah.
And then secondly, once we discover that story, we're going to tell your story. And that's through a beautifully designed website. And then third, once those 2 steps are in place, the third step is now to share your story. So that's through digital ads, that's through social media, that's through SEO, advanced SEO options. But the mistake that we see is a lot of individuals will get to step number 3 where they share their story and pour thousands of dollars into ads, but they don't have the first 2 steps right.
Yeah.
They kind of have this blocky website or one that doesn't describe them. So if there's anywhere that you want to invest your dollars, it's getting that image right, getting understanding who you are, what you bring to the marketplace, and then now let's go share it and scream it from the mountaintops.
And what I found too is your website is such a great tool for your existing patients to just share more about what you do. I bring up my own website with testimonials in the operatory for people that have known me for 20 years. I'm like, we do implants. I mean, I don't know how you missed this in the past 2 decades, but I say in a joking way that there's so much messaging that people get that's overwhelming from email, text, photo. When you have this website that you can use as this bring to life story about, it's great. So Mike, how can someone reach out to you if they'd like to learn more? We can text studio to this number going by on the bottom, but if someone wanted to talk to you, how could they do that?
Yeah, absolutely. Shoot me an email at mike@s8e8.com.
Cool.
Or you can just shoot me a text at 847-707-6323. Reach out to us, check out some of our work. We'd love to set up a strategy call, and it's really low pressure. So if you just want to chat to see, hey, what are we doing that's working? What are we doing that's not? We can have that discussion. And, if it works out for us to work together, great. If not, we're good with that too.
Learn about a service. I think you should say this to Josh, though. Rob Montgomery, my good friend, lawyer, he has this amazing wine collection, and we were lecturing, and he was finding out how stressful it is to be a dentist. I say, good news, guys. Rob said that we can go down to his wine cellar and all pick a bottle of wine to do this. I think you should say, Josh, since I'm a new here, I want to go pick a pair of your sneakers from your sneaker collection. Now, most people say, oh, that's gross. I don't want to wear sneakers you've worn. But I know sneaker people, there's probably 10, 12 that haven't been out of the box yet. So you go say that you want a welcome gift for your thing.
I know. I'm going to start pushing that the next time.
That's the thing. All right, awesome. Hang on with me here, Mike. I'm going to bring people back on if they're around. Good. So Jeremiah, Jack, Heather, Mike, what I like to ask in the end is, we do these fun shows to bring to life all these toppings in dentistry. Is there one thing that you heard from another guest that you thought, oh man, I didn't even know that was a thing. I should do more of that. That's super interesting. So it can't be about you, but just something that, I would tell another client about it. Heather, I know you might have to jump. So this is your first time on here. Anything you heard from any of other guests that you found unique or something that you kind of stuck in your mind?
Mike, that was interesting to say that a lot of people get to like 1, 2 and never succeed at 3. I never looked at it that way. And that is very true and definitely a new way to look at that.
Yeah. And I think one of the things I'm going to be upgrading our website with Studio 8, I think, as a dentist, I'm 44 and you got my He-Man reference, Heather. So, it's like, we don't realize how people are developing these relationships with our practices before they even come. And the more you can deepen that relationship with good stories about you, however you are, right? Maybe you're not a one-stop shop for everything. Maybe you really are just about doing cosmetic dentistry, or maybe you are a whole family one. I used to say we see patients 3 to 93 in our office, but that's not really the story I want to tell anymore. I just want to see the older ones who pay and are nice, right? My age and younger have, they're not so easy. Sorry, Jeremiah and Jack. What are you guys, 15? You're 8. Okay. So awesome. Jeremiah and Jack, your first time on Talking Nachos. Anything you heard that you're like, man, that was pretty interesting?
Yeah, well, I'm not 15. I just got my license.
Oh, nice. Good job.
No, I think there's something to be said, Mike, about being authentic and being pretty original as far as website creation, because I think everybody kind of falls into the same trap when they're making it. It's easy that way, and everything's already set forward. There's already a model that's been set forth that you say, oh, well, this has worked, so you might as well use it. And now we're getting closer and closer to a time where people want that authenticity. So I think that's an important fact.
I like that. Jeremiah, how about you?
Dr. Briggs, I really like learning about how your group specifically goes into educating these new dentists that you're bringing on. It seems like that's kind of central to, that's kind of like how your whole DSO is structured, is around mentoring other dentists. I think that would be a great service for new grads.
And I think that probably I'm sure you see it on your site, but retention rates are probably a lot higher than a large corporate dentist.
There's a great thing you guys saw, Google Altruism versus Selfishness by Gary Vee, who's like my idol. I talk about him so much, some people thought he worked for my company. That'd be nice if we can get him to work for the company. But nobody's ever totally altruistic or totally selfish, or you wouldn't lead your life well. It's this balance, but the more you can go towards altruism. But Heather and I know, even though I don't have 80 offices, I have 2, one of the reasons I'm really into educating our new associates and onboarding our new associates is to make my life easier a year from now, right? Because if I never do that, I'm sometimes getting the same questions and the same challenges, which is my own fault up front. But there's an awesome way to be both altruistic and selfish at the same time to make your life easier and benefit. So I think that's awesome, Heather. Mike, how about you?
Yeah, I loved definitely hearing about from Jeremiah and Jack about that service. I didn't know that was something that was available for dentists to kind of have a team come in. So I think that that's a great thing, or a new revenue source that dental offices can really take advantage of, especially if that's something that they're not currently, or if they're having to refer out for that. Why not just keep the patients right in your practice? Yeah, have them take advantage of that. So I thought that was pretty spectacular. I didn't know that existed. And then from Dr. Briggs, I worked with DSOs in my previous position kind of strictly. So I kind of found the heart behind every single DSO. It's humans as well in there, and they're wanting to do a lot of good. So I did love the Skeletor reference. That was beautifully put in. That's part of my childhood as well. So you're absolutely right. I mean, it's just, I love that the DSO teams are changing the dental industry, and it's naturally going that direction because of a lot of things. It's not this evil Skeletor person that's out there. It's just naturally how the business is done. You can centralize things. There's different dentists out there that no longer want to have that, all the daily headaches of whatever they're dealing with. They just want to practice dentistry. So there's definitely a market for that, and it's going to help more people get seen in the dental office. And that's all.
I think that's really great point. I mean, one thing, Heather, for your business development person, say that they should just say this when they're trying to recruit a new office. Are you exhausted and tired all the time as a practice owner? Well, we're just as exhausted and tired as you, but let's do that together so we can all be a little less exhausted and tired. And with these 2 new dentists here with us, there's so much value to the boutique small office, but there's also so much value to groups, because the boutique small office cannot possibly buy and get everything to do dentistry. So if you're an associate in that office, it doesn't mean that it's bad. It just means that there's worlds out there where, maybe groups can leverage the power of scale and buy different technology or bring you guys in. So it's just really, my goal is to kind of present this whole circle of dental life. So awesome, guys. Don't forget to tell your friends to text BOOST to 215-543-645, or Jeremiah and Jack, tell your friends to do this. They'll be so happy to get back content on implant surgery, practice management, restorative, how dental insurance works, and more. Thanks so much, guys, for being with us. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, Paul.
Have a good one.